What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Combat Corner. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show my UFC 314 has just wrapped up at 1:20 a.m. on the East. This is the one thing about cards on the East Coast that it's like, bro, man, when they end mad late. That's why I love Vegas cards when I was in Vegas and checking out fights out there. Because when the fight's over, it's 10 o'clock at night. Now it's time to go out. But yeah, it's 1:25 a.m. right now here on the East Coast. The fight card just ended. 314 is in the books. Alexander Volkanovski with a big time performance in regaining the Featherweight Championship of the world with a unanimous decision 49-46, 49-46, 48-47 win over Diego Lopes. This was a heck of a fight. I honestly had the card 48-47 Volkanovski. I gave Lopez rounds 2 and 4. But Volkanovski clearly won round 5. And you're sitting there and you're watching it and you're like, come on, Lopez, stop flexing and throw some damn shots. I thought after he dropped Volkanovski in round 2, he drops him at the end of round 2, and you think there's a lot of energy there, and he's going to come out balls to the wall and on fire going into round 3. And instead, he basically doesn't do anything in round 3. He stands around, he's circling, not really doing, like, just plotting as Volkanovski just moving around him. It's just like it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Lopez had he cuts Volkanovski open. I mean, Volk got a cut in round 1, but then the cut was a lot worse in round 2. Then he gets hit. He gets dropped at the end of round 2, which was a big shot. And you're thinking, oh, we gotta have a turn of the tide here. And Volk recovers. Go to round 3. He wins round 3. But then in round 4, Lopez clips Volkanovski again with a big uppercut that messes his left eye up, where he said between rounds 4 and 5, I'm finally getting my vision back. But he recovered and he dominated round 5. I mean, he was leading with that stiff left jab all fight long. It was doing work for him. Lopez had the bigger shots. He's the bigger power guy of the two, but Lopez just didn't throw enough punches, and I think that could be attributable to the fact that this is his first title fight. This could be, the fact that the 5 rounds thing, because the cardio was a question for Lopez because he comes out so hard. This time he doesn't come out hard. He basically gave away round 1, just gave it away. And that's one thing that had me a little bit like, well, dude, come on. You know, to me, it's one of those things where you sit there and you're like, bro, you have your opportunity is 3 rounds. Now, he did have gas going into round 5. He had a lot of energy the last minute of the fucking round, of the last minute of the fucking fight, doing and come on. Like, Volkanovski's not going to eat that shit, bro. He's not being baited in for that crap. He's going here to win a championship. He doesn't give a shit what you're doing. He doesn't care about that histrionics bullshit. And he doesn't bite. He didn't bite for it. I mean, at the end, 5 seconds. It was nothing. I don't think people are ever going to see that Justin Gaethje Max Holloway deal again. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense when you're winning. Now, looking at looking at what's next for Volkanovski and what's next for Lopez. Yair Rodriguez was a winner tonight against Patricio Pitbull. He dominated the fight and 30-27 on all cards, controlled the fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but he did control the fight. And he's calling for a title shot against the winner of this fight in Mexico. See, I find it funny. Like, you don't have the cards. You're not the dealer. You're the player. And I just don't that I want him in Mexico. I'm not fighting you in Mexico. Maybe for Lopez it would have made sense because he is he's definitely he Brazilian, but I think he's also Mexican. I think he lives in Mexico, but he's from Brazil. So the guy, fights in Mexico. So I could actually understand that one, as both men are Mexican or live in Mexico, and so that's home for them. It's not that big of a deal. But if I'm Volkanovski, I'm like, you can kick rocks. I'm not fighting you in Mexico. You come where I say you come. It's just that simple. So that could be the next fight. It could be. Will it be? I'm not sure. Volk already smashed up Yair Rodriguez once. Do we really care about seeing that fight again? I don't know. It's not, you know, I don't know. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of fights out there. I mean, I tell you, a fight that I actually would have more interest in probably would be a Lerone Murphy fight versus Volkanovski, but that's probably not going to happen. Murphy is just coming off a win over Josh Emmett. Um, I don't even know how Ortega is still ranked number 6. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But after the beating he took from Diego Lopes, you already know that Max Holloway's never getting another title shot, and he has a fight that supposedly is lined up with Dustin Poirier. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. As if it was up to me, I would probably be looking at Lerone Murphy. I'm not looking at Yair Rodriguez, but that's just me. You've already seen that dance once, and it wasn't close. It wasn't close. So why would anyone want to see that specific fight again? I mean, do you? If you're a fan of MMA, you're a fan of the UFC, do you really want to see another Alexander Volkanovski Yair Rodriguez fight? I can't possibly imagine you want to see that fight again. It was a whooping. I mean, it was a whooping. He finished him in 3 rounds. It was a whooping. I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. Really, the only fight I want to see with Volkanovski now is against Topuria, but that's probably not going to happen. Um, Looking at the other fights on the card, I mean, you have a co-main event. My goodness, I gotta tip my cap to Paddy Pimblett. Holy Lord, Paddy Pimblett. I had Michael Chandler in this fight. Um, I thought he would clip Pimblett. I'm gonna tell you right now, Pimblett came out with a game plan. His head was not out like this. He did not fight stiff up in the air. He had his chin tucked in early on. You could see a difference in how he was approaching it. He's hitting Michael Chandler with leg kicks. It's affecting Chandler. It turned Chandler into a wrestler again. Holy shit. Michael Chandler knows how to wrestle. But then Michael Chandler blows great position in one of those rounds where he gets him on his back and slides right off the top. Eh, Chandler just very, very uh, got whooped. Like, got whooped. And I thought Chandler won round one. I know people are saying at the end that, Pimblett won round. I thought he won round one. I thought he controlled round one till the end. It could have gone either way to me. But then Chandler just got fucking beat the fuck up. Like, he got his ass kicked. He got his ass kicked. And I would rather see, I think Chandler's time to retire. I think it's time for Chandler to retire. He has gotten his ass whooped a little bit too much. Every good fighter has whooped him. Paddy Pimblett, I didn't see this coming, but after he whooped up on Bobby Green, you thought, man, this guy keeps getting it done. This is not the same guy that I thought lost to Jared Gordon. He's gotten way, way better. You can see an evolution to his game. I am actually starting to become a fan of his because the dude's coming to fight, man. Like, it wasn't his other fights. Early on, I was not into Paddy Pimblett, but with these last 2 fights with him, with Bobby Green, and now this fight with Michael Chandler, you got to watch out for this dude. This dude is really coming prepared. I don't know if he got fat again in between fights or not, and I probably not. I don't think he got as fat this time. If he takes this thing seriously, bro, this guy has opportunity to be great. He has opportunity to be great. He called out all these top guys. He really called out Charles Oliveira at the end of it. He mentioned Poirier. He mentioned Gaethje. They showed a camera still of Gaethje in this fight. Gaethje did not look interested. I got to tell you, Gaethje did not look interested in this fight. He looked like a guy's like, you should have fought him 2 years ago, Gaethje, because Pimblett's looking like a beast right now. I'm He did to Chandler what Gaethje nor Poirier could do to Chandler. He beat the hell out of him. He beat the hell out of him. Chandler and Gaethje was a firefight. Chandler and Poirier. Chandler won round 2 in that fight. I mean, he fucking threw with Poirier. This dude might be different now. And I know Conor McGregor said he has eyes on it, and he bet 500K on Chandler for the knockout. Bro, he just lost 500,000. Maybe he wants to get his 500,000 back. Maybe Conor McGregor wants to come back and fight Paddy the Baddy. That might make Paddy say, don't worry about these guys. I want to fight Conor McGregor. I think we would all watch that. That would be bananas. That honestly turns into a main event of a pay-per-view. Will it happen? Probably not. But I gotta tell you, man, I'm highly impressed with Pimblett. He's not Poirier. They showed a video of Poirier watching into that fight. Even he looked like, boy, no, no. I'm done. I want to go out with a win. I think guys are leery of Paddy Pimblett, man. I really, really do. Yeah, I think there's concern, man. There's absolute concern in fighting and that dude. I'm interested to see who would be willing to do it at this point. Who's willing to take that fight? I think Oliveira's going to fight Topuria. I believe that's what's going to happen. But shit, Paddy Pimblett. Salute to Paddy Pimblett. What a fight he put on tonight. Yair Rodriguez, like I said, he beat Pitbull. By the way, Pimblett finished Chandler off with TKO strikes in the third round, and Chandler had to be taken right to the back because his face got fucked up. I think Chandler needs to hang it up. I really do. I think the road has come to an end for Michael Chandler. Enough already. These ass whippings are too much. I mean, his wife probably can't watch this shit no more because she knows it's like you're a wife and you're watching your husband get his ass just thoroughly kicked, pretty much every time. Like look at his wins. He beat a washed out Ferguson and he beat Hooker early on with that fucking overhand right. If he fought Hooker today, Hooker would whoop his ass because Hooker's gotten a lot better. He's improved, and Chandler's just going the wrong direction. Just to think that Chandler was this close to winning the belt against Charles Oliveira in Houston. It's crazy. It's crazy. He was this close. He had Oliveira done, and he then went into the guard of Charles Oliveira. And Oliveira survived it and then finished him and then won the fight. And what was it, round 2? I think it was 2 or 3. I don't recall correct. I was there. I was at that fight. It was crazy. John Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. My God, the grudge match between these two guys. I thought Bryce Mitchell had a legit shot. I don't agree with the way people were speaking. I mean, all these folks that were giving John Silva round 1, I thought Bryce Mitchell won round 1. I thought Bryce Mitchell landed more. I thought he was more effective. I don't care if you're backing up. This is not a fight about backing up or who's moving forward. Mitchell landed more in round 1. He just did. He was more effective. And yeah, I thought he won round 1. Now, that's John Silva was playing around. I mean, John Silva's strong, bro. I see. John Silva might be the perfect matchup for fucking Topuria at 45, but Topuria went up. That would have been a fight I think we all pay to see. I think John Silva could actually be a title shot. Thinking about it, Lerone Murphy, yeah. John Silva is a conversation for a title shot. I don't care. This is about making people watch. This is about money, selling pay-per-view. Would you buy a pay-per-view with Volk and John Silva? I would. That's fireworks, baby. That's fireworks. This man hits hard as shit. And at the end, he wins with a fucking submission. He choked Bryce Mitchell to sleep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just an amazing, amazing performance by Silva. I mean, he's strong, bro. He was looking at the crowd, doing this, doing all kinds of shit, almost like doing no-look passes in a basketball game. I thought Bryce Mitchell laid it out there, man. He laid it out there, bro. John Silva's good. He's definitely better than I thought he was. I mean, I thought he was good, but it was like playing with food at the table in the second round in particular, because he kind of took the fight over. I think he clipped Mitchell, and Mitchell started feeling that power. It's like, ugh. And Mitchell couldn't take him down. He really couldn't take him down. And when he got him, he couldn't hold him for more than a second. So it was. I thought Mitchell held his own, but John Silva, the fighting nerds, bro. Them dudes, they don't play, man. And I think that could be a title fight for Volkanovski. I don't care what the rankings are, because John Silva is going to jump into the rankings like big time, fast jump into the rankings. But right now, look at 145. If you look at 145 right now in the rankings, Volk, Holloway, Lopez, Evloev, Yair, Ortega, Allen, Lerone Murphy, Aljo, Emmett, Chikadze, Zalal, Mitchell, Cater, Ige. John Silva is going to jump into the top 10 with that win. He's going to jump into the top 10. Emmett just lost to Murphy. Mitchell just lost to him. Yeah, I think John Silva drops into the top 10. I still don't know how the hell Ortega's ranked number 6. Like I said, and I'm an Ortega fan, but I just don't see how. Evloev, like, who the hell is this guy fighting? He's 19-0. He's 19-0. He just beat Aljo. Like, maybe he's the next fight, but God, that's not all that entertaining. I don't think people find that to be entertaining. In fact, maybe that's an Evloev Diego Lopes rematch, possibly for Lopez. That would probably be something. And then finally, the opener to the night, Dominick Reyes over Nikita Krylov. Big KO left by Reyes. Krylov was just diving in with shots, and he just off balance. And Reyes was crisp. Man, he was teeing off on that dive in. Reyes looked good. Now I think Reyes needs to cut his hair, just get over the hair and this little thing he has coming down to the front, which like just shave your head, bro. Join the Ball Brothers, because yeah, that hair that you got going on ain't working, Dominic. But I was an awesome performance, amazing, an awesome performance. Dominick Reyes is now back into the top 10 in my opinion, and I think that this guy is going to be commanding a real fight again. I mean, like when a contender level fight. Let's see, he's ranked 11th. He's calling. There's a pot people, Prohachka. He just beat up Krylov, who was 8th. Roundtree's supposed to fight Hill. Maybe a fight with Rakic. Blachowicz is 100, man. I don't want to see him fight Blachowicz. Rakic could be a really good fight. Have they already fought? Let me see real quick. No, I don't see that Rakic and he have never fought. Yeah, Rakic and he haven't fought yet, so I think that's a fight to make right there. It's a fresh one. Um, I know he says he wants a title shot. Yeah, I don't think you're getting a title shot with one more win. I think you got guys that are ahead of you. We already know that Pereira's going to fight Magomed Ankalaev again. I think he's got at least 2 fights, maybe 3, but he's looking good. He looked great tonight. Kudos to Dominick Reyes. Undercard fights, Dan Ige, the win over Sean Woodson. Holy shit. Like that, Ige was up 2-0 on all the cards, apparently, but they were crying about it being a quick stoppage. See, my problem when you say quick stoppage is you can't just get your fucking head punched in. You gotta give the referees a break. You gotta give referees a break. You can't cry when they let it go too far. Then you cry when it's too quick. Like he got hit like 15 times in a row, hugging Ige's leg. Like I thought it was a good stoppage. Just because you get up and complain, you just got hit 15 times in a row with hammer fists. I don't want to hear it. You shouldn't be just hugging someone's fucking leg. It was a good fight by Ige. Ige was the one I picked. I mean, I got a bunch of these fights wrong. I mean, I picked Lopez, I picked Chandler, I picked Yair, I picked Mitchell, I picked Reyes, I picked Ige. That's 3-3. I picked Zhang. She got her butt kicked by Virna John DeRoba, unanimous decision. So she's probably up next for Zhang Weili in her next fight for a title. I picked Jace Hooper. That's 4-4. He dominated Jim Miller. Julian Rose, I'm pretty sure I picked him over Darren Elkins. Pretty sure. I have to check the tape. But when I was watching, I'm like, I picked Arosa, and I hope I didn't pick Elkins because I thought I picked Arosa. I picked Olajejek, picked Raposo. I thought Raposo got robbed against Sumadarji. I thought Raposo won that fight. Tulio knocks out Gore. I picked Gore, and I picked Coronel. And she won. The overall card itself, it performed. It was a performing card, but not for what they wanted to charge down here. I'm sorry, I'm not paying. I don't sit upper deck. I didn't go. I admit it. I didn't go. I was gonna go, but I'm looking. I have a hard time justifying $1,500 a ticket to sit lower level. Like, I have a hard time justifying that shit. Maybe you call me being a cheap. I'm not being a cheapskate because I could afford it. I couldn't justify it. Like this card was not enough for me to pay a mortgage payment on a fucking fight. Like that's just crazy. But that's my opinion. I think that they are really hitting people hard in the pocket because I will tell you this: the tickets were going secondhand market at 7:30, about 7 o'clock Eastern time. Tickets on Vivid were going for $400 in the lower level. I live too far for me to have bought one then. I thought those tickets would look like that yesterday. There were tons of tickets available on Ticketmaster still, like face value standard tickets. Those tickets are going for $1,200 to $1,500 standard, and that's before fees. I think the UFC has to work with their people a little bit more. Amanda Nunes with their fans and not, you want to price everybody. I'm not sitting up for deck. Like I'm not sitting up for deck. It's too far. Donald Trump was in the building. Place went bananas. You saw on TV. The entire cabinet was there. Marco Rubio, Kennedy, all these different, all the dignitaries from the White House were there. Ted Cruz was there. It was like, and they're all in suits. Like, I guess today would have been the day to come after the United States of America because they were all sitting in a fight. They were working. But I thought that was funny. And Amanda Nunes gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, a great honor. She did not know. I think that's the best way to do it because I think a lot of times they know it's happening and they have to bring them there to make sure that they're there so they can do the honor in person. But she lives down here, so she's at the fight and she had no idea. She bust into tears. It's like she did not know. I like it like that. That's how it should be. It's harder to do it when you got to call someone to fly them in and all that shit and say you got to be here because something's gonna happen. They probably tell. She didn't know, and she was in tears. And thing is, she's gonna come back and fight. She just said it. She's gonna come back and fight. So could this have waited? Like, man, I'm conflicted because if she's gonna come back and fight, then like, what are we doing? We're gonna have a person in the Hall of Fame coming back to fight. Big honor though, well deserved, well earned. The greatest champion in women's UFC in women's MMA, no question about it. Um, but yeah, overall, that was a good card. I thought it performed well. I can't pay $1,500 to sit lower level for that shit. I just can't. And it's not me, it's myself and my wife. So anyhow, I love MMA. I love the UFC. I love it, but I need you to give me a better card for that type of money. Like those prices are crazy. And hey, y'all, I remember what they charged at Jacksonville when Kamaru Usman fought Jorge Masvidal. It was $275 plus fees, lower level. It was $300 in Houston for Chandler Oliveira, lower. This was only 3-4 years. This was only 4 years ago. 3-4 years ago. Like, sorry, there's not a 300%, 500. The seats where I sit were like $1,000, $1,200. There's not a 400% markup in 3-4 years. Like, stop. Not for a fight. Sorry, no. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the card? What do you think is next for these fighters? Let's hear what you got to say. I appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, leave a comment. This is Combat Corner. Come on now.